the fifth level. That night, all the members of the community raised their voices and wept around. All the Israelites grumbled against Moses and Aaron. And the whole assembly said to them, "If only we had died in Egypt or in this wilderness. Why is the Lord bringing to us this land only to let us fall by the sword? Our wives and children will be taken as plunder. Wouldn't it better for us to go back to Egypt?" And they said to each other, "We should choose a leader and go back to Egypt." Then Moses and Aaron fell face down in front of the whole Israelite assembly gathered there. Joshua son of Nun and Caleb son of Jephunneh, who were among those who had explored the land, tore their clothes and said to their entire Israelite assembly, "The land we passed through and explored is exceedingly good. If the Lord is pleased with us, He will lead us into that land, a land flowing with milk and honey, and will give it to us. Only do not rebel against the Lord, and do not be afraid of the people of the land, because we will devour them. Their protection is gone. But the Lord is with us. Do not be afraid of them." But the whole assembly talked about stoning them. Then glory of the Lord appeared at the tent of meeting to all the Israelites. The Lord said to Moses, "How long will these people treat me with contempt? How long will they refuse to believe in me, in spite of all the signs I have performed among them? I will strike them down with a plague and destroy them, but I will make you into a nation greater and stronger than they." Moses said to Lord, "Then the Egyptians will hear about it. By your power you brought these people up from among them, and they will tell the inhabitants of this land about it. They have already heard that you, Lord, are with these people, and that you, Lord, have been seen face to face. That your cloud stayed over them, and that you go before them in a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. If you put all these people to death, leaving none alive, the nations who have heard this report about you will say, 'The Lord was not able to bring these people into the land He promised them on oath, so He slaughtered them in the wilderness.' Now may the Lord's strength be displayed, just as you have declared. The Lord is slow to anger, abounding in love, and forgiving sin and rebellion. Yet He does not leave the guilty unpunished. He punished the children for the sin of the parents to the third and fourth generation. In accordance with your great love, forgive the sin of these people, just as you have pardoned them from the time they left Egypt until now. The Lord replied, I have forgiven them, as you asked, nevertheless, as surely as I live, and as surely as the glory of the Lord fills the whole earth. Not one of those who saw my glory and the signs I performed in Egypt and in the wilderness, but who disobeyed me and tested me 10 times. Not one of them will ever see the land I promised on oath to their ancestor. No one who has treated me with contempt will ever see it. But because my servant Caleb has a different spirit as follow me, wholeheartedly I will bring him into the land he went to, and his descendants will inherit it. Since the Amalekites and the Canaanites are living in the valley, turn back tomorrow and set out toward the desert along the route to the Red Sea. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, how long will the wicked community grumble against me? I have heard the complaints of these grumbling Israelites. So tell them, as surely as I live, declares the Lord, I will do to you the very thing I heard you say. In this wilderness your bodies will fall. Every one of you 20 years old more who was counted in the census and who has grumbled against me, not one of you will enter the land I swore with unlifted hand to make your home, except Caleb son of Jephunneh and Joshua son of Nun. As for your children that you said would be taken of plunder, I will bring them into joy the land you have rejected. But as for you, your bodies will fall in this wilderness. Your children will be shepherded here for 40 years, suffering for your unfaithfulness, until the last of your bodies lies in the wilderness. For 40 years, 1 year for each of the 40 days you explore the land. You will suffer for your sins and know what it is like to have me against you. I, the Lord, have spoken, and I will surely do these things to this whole wicked community, which has banded together against me. They will meet there, and in this wilderness here they will die. So the man Moses had sent to explore the land, who returned and made the whole community grumble against him by spreading a bad report about it. These men, who were responsible for spreading the bad report about the land, were struck down and died of the plague before the Lord. Of the men who went to explore the land, only Joshua son of Nun and Caleb son of Jephunneh survived. When Moses reported this to all the Israelites, they mourned bitterly early the next morning they set out for the highest point in the hill country, saying, Now we are ready to go up to the land the Lord promised. Surely we have seen. But Moses said, Why are you disobeying the Lord's command? This will not succeed. Do not go up. Before the Lord is not with you, you will be defeated by your enemies. For your Amalekites and the Canaanites will face you there, because you have turned away from the Lord. He will not be with you, and you will fall by the sword. Nevertheless, in their presumption, they went up toward the highest point in the hill country. Though there neither Moses nor the ark of the Lord covenant moved from the camp. Then Amalekite and the Canaanites who lived in that hill country came down and attacked them and beat them down all the way to Hormah. Supplementary offering. The Lord said to Moses, Speak to the Israelites and say to them, After you enter the land I am giving you as a home, and you present to the Lord food offering from the herd or the flock as an aroma pleasing to the Lord, whether burnt offering or sacrifice for special bow or freewill offering or festival offering. Then the person who bring an offering shall present to the Lord a grain offering of tenth of an ephah of the finest flour mixed with a quarter of a hin of olive oil with each ram for the burnt offering or the sacrifice. Prepare a quarter of a hin of wine as a drink offering. With a ram, prepare a grain offering of 2/10 of an ephah of the finest flour mixed with a third of a hin of olive oil and a third of an hin of wine as a drink offering. Offer it as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. When you prepare a young bull as a burnt offering or sacrifice for a special bow or a fellowship offering to the Lord, bring with the bull a grain offering of 3/10 of an ephah of the finest flour mixed with half a hin of olive oil, and also bring half a hin of wine as a drink offering. This will be a food offering, an aroma pleasing to the Lord. Each ram or young goat is to be prepared in this manner. Do this for each one, for as many as you prepare. Anyone who is native born must do this thing in the way when the present of food offering as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. For the generations to come, whenever a foreigner or anyone else living among you present food offering as an aroma pleasing to the Lord, as they must do exactly as you do. The community is to have the same rules for you and for the foreigner residing among you. This is a lasting ordinance for the generations to come, you and the foreigner shall be the same before the Lord. The same laws and regulations will apply both to you and to the foreigner residing among you. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when they enter the land to which I am taking you, and you eat the food and the land, present the portion as an offering to the Lord, present a loaf from the first of your ground meal, and present it as an offering from me, from the threshing floor. Throughout the generation to come, you are to giving this offering to the Lord from the first of your ground meal, offering for unintentional sins. Now, if you as community unintentionally fail to keep any of these commands the Lord gave Moses, any of the Lord's commands to you through him, from the day the Lord gave them and continuing during the generation to come. And if this is done unintentionally without the community being aware of it, then the whole community is to offer a young bull for a burnt offering as an aroma pleasing to the Lord, along with each prescribed grain offering and drink offering, and a male goat for sin offering. The priest is to make atonement for the whole Israelite community, and they will be forgiven, for it was not intentional, and they have presented to the Lord for their wrong a food offering and sin offering. The whole Israelite community and the foreigners residing among them will be forgiven, because all the people were involved in the intentional wrong. But if just one person sinned unintentionally, that person must bring a year-old female goat for a sin offering. The priest is to make atonement before the Lord for the one who erred by sinning unintentionally, and when atonement has been made, that person will be forgiven. One and the same law applies to everyone who sinned unintentionally, whether a native-born Israelite or a foreigner residing among you. But anyone who sinned defiantly, whether native-born or foreigner, blasphemes the Lord and must be cut off from the people of Israel, because they have despised the Lord's word and broke his command. They must surely be cut off. Their guilt remain on them. The Sabbath breaker put to death. While the Israelites were in the wilderness, a man was found gathering wood on the Sabbath day. Those who found him gathering wood brought him to Moses and Aaron and the whole assembly, and they kept him in custody, because it was not clear that should be done to him. Then the Lord said to Moses, "The man must die. The whole assembly must stone him outside the camp." So the assembly took him outside the camp and stoned him to death, as the Lord commanded Moses. tassel's own garment. The Lord said to Moses, speak to the Israelites and say to them, throughout the generations to come, you are to make Israel tassels on the corner of your garment with a blue cord on each tassel. You will have these tassels to look at and use, and so you will remember all the commands of the Lord, that you may obey them and not prostitute yourselves by chasing after the lust of your own heart and eye. Then you will remember to obey all the commands and will be consecrated to your God. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God. Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Korah, son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Rabbi, and certain Reubenites, Danan and Abiram, son of Eliab, and one son of Phaleb, become insolent and rose up against Moses. With them were 250 Israelite men, well-known community leaders who had been appointed members of the council. They came as a group to oppose Moses and Aaron and said to them, you have gone too far. The whole community is holy, every one of them, and the Lord is with them. Why then do you set yourselves above the Lord's assembly? When Moses heard this, he fell face down. Then he said to Korah and all his followers, in this morning the Lord will show who brings to him and who is holy, and he will have that person come near him. The man he chooses he will cause to come near him. You, Korah, and all your followers are to do this. Take censers and tomorrow put burning coral and incense in them before the Lord. The man the Lord chooses will be the one who is holy. You Levites have gone too far. Moses also said to Korah, now listen, you Levites, isn't it enough for you that God of Israel has separated you from the rest of the Israelite community and brought you near himself to do the work at the Lord's tabernacle and to stand before the community and minister to them? He has brought you and all your fellow Levites near himself. But now you are trying to get the priesthood too. It is against the Lord that you and all your followers and banded together, who is Aaron, that you should grumble against him. Then Moses summoned Danan and Abiram, the son of Eliab, but they said, we will not come. Isn't it enough that you have brought us up out of land flowing with milk and honey to kill us in the wilderness, and now you also want to lord it over us. Moreover, you haven't brought us into a land flowing with milk and honey and given us an inheritance of field and vineyard. Do you want to treat these men like slaves? No, we will not come. Then Moses became very angry and said to them, the Lord, do not accept their offering. I have not taken so much as a donkey from them, nor have I wronged any of them. Moses said to Korah, you and all your followers are to appear before the Lord tomorrow, you and they and Aaron. Each man is to take his censer and put incense in it. 250 censers in all. Or the present it before the Lord. You and Aaron are to present your censers also. So each of them took his censer, put burning coral and incense in it, and stood with Moses and Aaron at the entrance to the tent of meeting. When Korah had gathered all his followers in opposition to them at the entrance to the tent of meeting, the glory of the Lord appeared to the entire assembly. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, separate yourselves from this assembly so I can put an end to them at once. But Moses and Aaron fell down and cried out, O God, the God who gives breath to all living things, will you be angry with the entire assembly when only one man sins? Then the Lord said to Moses, say to the assembly, move away from the tent of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Moses got up and went to Dathan and Abiram, and the elder of Israel followed him. He warned the assembly, move back from the tent of these wicked men. Do not touch anything belonging to them, or you will be swept away because of all their sin. So they moved away from the tent of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Dathan and Abiram had come out and were standing with their wives, children, and little ones at the entrance to their tent. Then Moses said, this is how you will know that the Lord has sent me to do all these things, and that it was not my idea. If these men die a natural death and suffer the fate of all mankind, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord brings about something totally new, and the earth opens its mouth and swallows them with everything that belongs to them, and they go down alive into the realm of the dead, then you will know that these men have treated the Lord with contempt. As soon as he finished saying all this, the ground under them split apart, And the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them and their household, and all those associated with Korah, together with their possessions. They went down alive into the realm of death. With everything they owned, the earth closed over them, and they perished and were gone from the community. At their cries, all the Israelites around them fled, shouting, "The earth is going to swallow us too." And fire came out from the road and consumed the 250 men who were offering the incense. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell Elijah, son of Aaron, the priest, to remove the cancers from the charred remains and scatter the coral some distance away, for the cancers are holy. The cancers of the men who sinned at the cost of their lives, hammer and cancers into seat to operate the altar. For the war presented before the Lord and have become holy, let them be a sign to the Israelites." So Elijah the priest collected the bronze cancers brought by those who had been burned to death, and he had them hammered out to operate the altar, as the Lord directed him through Moses. This was to remain the Israelites that no one except a descendant of Aaron should come to burn incense before the Lord, or he would become like Korah and his followers. The next day, the whole Israelite community grumbled against Moses and Aaron. "You have killed the Lord's people," they said. But when the assembly gathered in opposition to Moses and Aaron and turned toward the tent of meeting, suddenly the cloud covered it and the glory of the Lord appeared. Then Moses and Aaron went to the front of the tent of meeting. And the Lord said to Moses, "Get away from this assembly, so I can put an end to them at once." They fell face down. Then Moses said to Aaron, "Take your censer and put incense in it, along with burning coal from the altar, and hurry to the assembly to make atonement for them. Race has come out from the road. The flag has started." So Aaron did as Moses said and ran into the midst of the assembly. The flag had already started among the people. So Aaron offered the incense and made atonement for them. He stood between the living and the dead, and the flag stopped, but $14,700 people died from the plague, in addition to those who had died because of Korah. Then Aaron returned to Moses at the entrance to the tent of meeting, for the plague had stopped.